So I went to KFC the other day before the gym. Now, before you start questioning my life choices, because there's going to be a lot of you that think,
"Oh, a PT coach eating a KFC, that's bad."
shut up. Let me explain. It was about 6 p.m. on a Sunday evening and I was starving. Unfortunately, I completely forgot that Aldi are absolute fuckers and close at 5 p.m. on a Sunday. I mean, that is completely on me. I just forgot. But yeah, I had no food in the house and I was ravenous. And obviously, I wanted a good gym session. I didn't want to turn up to the gym starving, else I would have put in a really shit effort. But I also didn't want to inhale 1,000 to 2,000 calories from just ordering a takeaway. So before the gym, I went into the sanctuary of 11 herbs and spices which KFC had to offer. So I walk in and I'm thinking, right, I want something tasty, I want something filling, but I also don't want to smash off 1,500 calories from a boneless banquet. And I wanted to subdue a craving for fried chicken, which I actually had a weekend up to this point. But as I said, I didn't want to have a massive meal like a boneless banquet and smash off so many calories that I feel like a melted candle at the gym. Because let's be honest, we've all done that. We've all had a big meal, gone to the gym and felt a little bit lethargic and a little bit So instead of going for a boneless banquet, which can I just say is the most elite item on the KFC menu, I actually went for this bad boy. It's a Zinger rice bowl. Now this Zinger rice bowl came in at about 550 calories, which when compared to the boneless banquet, which comes in at around 1,000 to 1,500 calories based on which side you take, is literally half. I made a smarter choice. I still ate the tasty rice bowl with original recipe chicken in there. It tasted amazing, it filled me up, and it was only 500 calories. And the point of this story is this. I didn't miss out on KFC, I still ate it. You know what I mean? I still had the original recipe chicken. I still had the nice taste of the sauce on offer. I still had the dopamine rush of eating something that wasn't prepared by me. And it still tasted class. It still filled me up. And, you know, I've not really been craving a KFC since. You do not need to cut out fast food or takeaways in order to make progress. In fact, I'd go one step further and say completely sacrificing it is probably going to do you more harm than good. I know, it sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But just hear me out. Because what happens when you say to yourself,
I'm never having KFC or McDonald's or Subway again. No more takeaways, nothing that's even slightly stigmatised as being unhealthy.
well, I'll tell you what happens. You last about a week. The cravings build, you feel restricted, you feel miserable as fuck, and eventually you cave. And that's just going to lead you to sacking the whole thing off. The issue isn't fast food or restaurant food or takeaway food. The issue is how you approach these foods or your mindset towards them. Most people go into these places with an all or nothing mindset. For example, right, I'm being good today, salad only. Or a,
"Fuck it, I've already ruined my diet by just being here. Let's deep throat 2,000 calories."
and neither of these options work in the long term, especially if you do want to lose weight and get into shape. The smarter approach would be to just be a little bit mindful, to be a little bit smart about it, not restrictive or sacrificial at all. You don't need to swear off Big Macs for the rest of your life. You don't need to swear off meatball marinara from Subway for the rest of your life. And you definitely don't need to sack off boneless banquets either because, you know, they're incredible. But if your goal is fat loss, then most of the time, probably going to be in your best interest to try and find the more lower calorie, goal-friendly, fueling and filling options. Not the no fun options, I mean the smarter options. The rice bowl, it tasted incredible and I actually might get it more after having it, to be honest with you. The smarter choices would be something such as a Zinger rice bowl instead of a boneless banquet. Turkey breast and ham with all of the vegetables and light mayo in a Subway rather than the meatball marinara footlong. A wrap of the day and 4 nuggets from McDonald's instead of a large Big Mac meal with a Coca-Cola. You're still getting the experience at these places and the lovely tasty foods that they've got on offer, but you're just being a little bit smarter about it. You're not blowing your entire calorie budget in one meal. Because fat loss doesn't come from perfection. It never has and it never will. It comes from consistency. I know, loads of people hate that word, but it's so true. And consistency comes from a plan you can actually stick with for longer than a couple of weeks. So if your plan includes the foods that you enjoy, you're more likely going to stick to it. If, on the other hand, it makes you feel miserable, restricted and sacrificed, then, you know, the chances of you sticking to it are close to the square root of fuck all. Simple, really. So instead of thinking, I can't eat KFC, I can't eat McDonald's, I can't eat Subway because I'm on a diet, start thinking, how can I include these things to meet my targets, to be implemented into my diet seamlessly? That one shift will change everything. Your perception with your diet, your consistency, and just how you think about food as well. You can eat out, you can still enjoy the food, you can still enjoy the foods that you love, you can still lose fat, but you just need to be a little bit smarter with your options and a little bit smarter with your choices. This is ultimately how I've helped all of these people get into incredible shape without ever restricting their favourite foods or sacrificing their social life, because they have a plan which they actually enjoy and which doesn't cause them to sacrifice 95% of their will to live. So if you want to be the next person that does that, feel free to follow the link in the description below, fill the form out, and I'll be in touch with you personally to show you how exactly I can help you do that. But in the meantime, make sure that you like this video, follow my Instagram at k.p_health, or subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.